How's it going, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well this Monday. If you are, that's great. If you're not, I hope the day gets better for you. Today we are going to be reacting to a video by the YouTuber Tommy NFG, and his video is titled The Consumerism Generation. I wonder what this is about, but before I get into the video, just a couple of housekeeping things. Please don't forget to sub to my main channel, which is my animation channel, and I have another channel where it's like an archive of like my art illustration and gem dropping channel. So please go sub to those two channels. They will be linked in the description. The full video for this will be linked in the description as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let's get into the video.
The matcha sugar cookie with a chocolate mousse, coffee, pistachios, and more pistachio butter. The Laboo is a matcha chocolate with a toffee pistachio filling.
Growing up in a generation where a couple of the main hopes past generations had are gone, the ability to be financially free and clear all your debt isn't happening for most people in our generation. The people at the top know this so much, it's now common to have buy now and pay later everywhere. Like, they added that to DoorDash. If this isn't a sign to wake up people, then I don't know what is.
I mean, I think it's very interesting if you're doing Klarna. I don't think you should be buying something if you don't have the means to afford it. This is my general rule. If I cannot buy 3 of that specific thing I want to buy, I'm not going to get one. So if it's a PlayStation 5, if I can't afford 3 of them, I'm not getting one. If it's whatever. Now, it's all relative, obviously, because if you're buying a house, you're not going to say, if I can't afford 3 of this house, I'm not going to get one, or a car. So it's relative in that sense. But I'm thinking like everyday consumer wants. Yeah, I think you should have a rule where you're keeping yourself accountable, where you're just not spending money because you might just have just enough in your account. No. The game is to buy and still have a decent amount left in your account so you can pay your bills. Yeah, I mean, so if you're on Klarna just based off of the fact that you can't afford something, brother, sister, you shouldn't be getting it. Word to the wise.
Dude, the average person in Gen Z who wants a new car is going to be paying off that thing for the next 10 years. I think you sign a little bit of your soul away when you sign that lease. So the way Gen Z has been coping with this and trying to get away from these thoughts is with what we call consumerism. People have been memeing about it and talking about it on TikTok recently. Consumerism, by its definition, is an economic and social system that encourages the consumption of goods and services as a mean of attaining well-being. And no matter what or where you are in life, everyone contributes to it. Like when you buy something that makes you happy, that is technically a part of consumerism. But the problem is when you have to keep buying things or the best new thing that's trending on TikTok to be at peace. And just to make it clear, consumerism isn't only a Gen Z or millennial thing, like it's existed for past generations.
Yeah, but the only difference now is everybody wants to keep up with the Joneses, and it's like in your face, like more frequent than before. I think before there was always that fake it till you make it thing, but now it is so accessible to know if you got it or if you don't, because of that small thing that you are scrolling on, that because of that small device, which is your phone, that you constantly use to scroll on social media apps. So you are constantly being like berated with ads and things that the algorithm knows you like. So you're not going to be able to escape it. Whereas before it wasn't as like frequent. So I just think the addition of social media plus the trends that go on plus everybody wants to be in the know and in the loop will create an economy of consumerism, and it is just almost predatory in a way because businesses don't have to do much. They just have to use the algorithm to know that everybody wants to get a specific thing, and they cater their marketing towards that. And after they do that, they know they just got to pay off some influencers because everybody wants to look like these influencers. And that's pretty much all they got to do. It's not that crazy.
You may have seen your grandparents or someone old in your family watching the QVC channel, which is quite literally a channel that just sells you stuff, like that's all their content. And when you see old people watching this, they're in a trance.
See, but like I said, the difference between QVC and what's going on today is QVC did not have an algorithm. Today, we have an algorithm on multiple platforms, TikTok, YouTube, shoot, Twitter. I don't know who's buying anything off of Twitter, but all of that. You have ads. Google, YouTube is a search engine. Like You have all these things directly in your face where you cannot escape. With QVC, you actually had to make an effort to go and sit on your couch and flip through channels till you got to the QVC channel and wait till you saw something you wanted to buy. Then you have to call and place I don't know if you had to place a bid or just buy it outright. That required more effort. So I would think there were only probably a few people that were like chronically on QVC, but today everybody's chronically on their phone. So if you're on the phone chronically, you have more opportunities to buy things that are being sold because they know what you like. The algorithm is so simple.
As soon as they pull up a word order the item, they move faster than they have the past 15 years to buy it. But no, Gen Z is much smarter. Instead of having a TV channel control us, we have a much more valuable and educational source doing it. TikTok live streams.
哦，that's crazy. That is crazy. It's a sweatshop of live
The difference between
sellers.
past generations versus newer generations is the amount of ads we get. In the past, you were mainly seeing ads through TV commercials and hearing them on the radio. Typical stuff we're used to, billboards and posters on walls. Most people ignored them, but it was definitely easier for advertisers to reach certain audiences. We all remember certain commercials collectively growing up and they've become memes of their own. Just want to say, Fushigi, that was a scam and I was heartbroken finding that out when I got older. But with social media now, every social media app spams ads in your face you can't escape unless you pay to. And sometimes apps like YouTube and Twitter offer a subscription where you can lower the amount of ads you see but not completely remove them. If you're someone that buys something, whether that be Netflix or Twitter or YouTube or something where you're still seeing ads but you see less of it,
you're completely insane.
I'll never understand that. Just pay a couple more bucks to completely get rid of the ads and it'll help you way more. Things like TikTok Shop do ads in a sort of deceiving way to make it seem like they're relatable to you. I can't wait to tell my kids in the future I remember the good old days of TikTok before TikTok Shop and before you had to pay to promote your video for views. I'm gonna show them one of those 2018 TikToks and be like, yeah, this is what we found funny back then. On TikTok now, you notice a lot more of the TikTok Shop on your For You page.
But isn't that like with anything? I know YouTube wasn't running that much ads before. I think it was prior to 2017. Then wasn't the whole adpocalypse due to the fact that YouTube was trying to become more ad friendly and stuff like that. So they started off a little bit small. And then, now it's just crazy. I'm flipping on YouTube. I'm on YouTube like the other day and I'm getting hit with like 2-minute ads. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I'm not finna buy no YouTube Premium, but 2 minutes? Really? I'm just trying to watch my show. And I can't even skip it. Like, let me just watch my YouTube videos. Like, yo, let me live. I'm just trying to chill,
And people will put a link for a product in any video, even if it has nothing to do with it. Like, it'll be a clip of a streamer doing something on stream and then you'll see linked an ad to buy some headphones. The crazy thing is too, people will sit there and buy it just because it's in front of their face. It's built in the system too. We get so many ads on the daily, people end up bound to buy something eventually. Crazy to think, there used to be a time on TikTok not even that long ago when there was no ads. Same thing with places like YouTube as well. People have been getting pissed off at YouTube because they've just kept adding more and more ads to things. Especially now that they've cracked down on ad blockers, and I know people still get around them, but they keep cracking down on them and you have to find different ways to do it. Some people get an ad when watching YouTube on a TV when they just pause the video. Advertisers be thinking this will work, but if I see your product on my TV after simply pausing a video, I'm writing down that product specifically in a notebook to make sure I don't buy it. On TV too, a lot of people get an ad as their first recommended video to watch. I'm not sure how many people are sitting there and willingly clicking on an ad to watch as their first video. The spamming of ads everywhere are just one part of us getting taken over by consumerism. A lot of it does have to deal with our own will to buy things as well. They can shill out however many products they want, but we have the power to choose them or not. And the thing that gets our generation is buying anything that's trending. A perfect example of it is Laboobos. Not a single—
What the heck is a Laboo? That sounds like yuck. The Laboo? That's what people buying these days? A Laboo? Is that what the cool kids is, that's what y'all getting down to? Doing some Laboobos? The heck is a Laboo?
A person can tell me where they even came from and the day they even found out about them, but they'll have a whole collection of them already and each one named. And we always have things like this popping off. Everyone runs to buy them and show them off.
Did I just, hold on, let me see. Oh, Forest Fairy Tale, parentheses, China. Interesting.
And we always have things like this popping off. Everyone runs to buy them and show them off, just to forget about it the next month and stop talking about it. Laboo's recently have become the top face of consumerism on TikTok. Same thing with Matcha as well. And it's...
Oh yeah, Matcha is definitely, you know, I've seen Matcha like spring out of nowhere. Like y'all wasn't really on this matcha life. Like y'all just like, you know, y'all newcomers, y'all think it's just like trendy. You know, a matcha is almost like a starter kit if you are a day in the life YouTuber or living alone diaries YouTuber, or get ready with me YouTuber, whatever aesthetic thing that you try to present on YouTube, you need a matcha to kind of complement and complete that whole cycle. But you know, I understand. A matcha just seems very elegant, very aesthetically pleasing. It's green and it just matches and fits the feng shui of what you're trying to get. But y'all weren't on this, man. Y'all just doing this because it's cool. Us matcha drinkers, and I'm not even really a matcha drinker. I don't drink it that often, but I used to drink it. I think I started drinking it 2 years, and I think I started drinking it 2 years ago before it got really popular. I know it was already there, but shoot, I just like a green. I just wanted to see how it tasted, and it was nice. But yeah, it's like a crazy phenomenon these days. So I'm just like, yeah, I didn't go with the wave. I felt like I was ahead of the curve, but maybe not.
So funny because matcha has already been a thing for so long. Like in Japan, they've been having matcha for literal centuries. But just because it started to take over everywhere online, we've officially been draining the world supply of matcha and are running out. Nowadays, something will start trending as one thing. Then because of our insatiable consumerism, it has to be spread everywhere. And because of all this consumerism, the main excuse for boomers, for younger generations, and why they don't have houses and stable income is that we all spend our money on bull and that we got soft hands, brother.
I've fought more men and bedded more women than you've probably ever seen.
Congratulations.
Now, you want to talk about soft hands? Ain't nothing soft about me, boy.
While it is true that younger generations do spend more money on random we eat out more on average and spend money on things I showed like
Laboo Matcha Dubai Chocolate Crumble Cookie.
The thing they don't understand is the reason why younger generations do this is because they don't have the same hope they did. A lot of this is a direct response to things that a lot of the younger generation feel are now out of reach. If you don't have the hope to be able to afford a home,
maybe that could be part of it, but how's about this? This is another angle. Maybe he never thought of this. I do believe what he said could play a part, but what if another reason, a bigger reason, is because we are in a, generation where individualism is being promoted. Everybody wants to be the flyest. They want to be the more trendy. They want to be so isolated, this creative. They want to just be unique in their own sense. So it creates this level of self-isolation and self-obsession, right? And with self-obsession, it's a constant upkeep. So you're spending what you don't have. You're not saving so you could have something in the future. So those hopes and dreams of getting the house, of getting the car and all of that, you have not developed those habits to even want to pursue that. You just want it. You just don't know how to get it. But your actions now dictate that you don't know what you need to do to get those things you aspire to get. So I don't think it's just a killer of hopes. I don't think so. I don't think it's just like hope is being killed. I think it's the education and the generation we're in these days because, like I said, self-obsession and everything. You rather spend on yourself than put something away for your future or your future life that you want to build with somebody. So I don't know. I think either way you can probably look at it as self-obsession. I don't know.
Home in the future and be able to raise a family, then the direct response we're gonna see is consumerism. People are buying things to satisfy themselves in the moment because they don't have hope to get any of the things they want. And companies know this, which is why on top of making everything buy now, pay later,
everything has also become a subscription.
I just found out recently that, for new cars, how you get an app to remote start the car and whatnot. Well, some of those car brands are now charging you to use their apps. The app for new Honda cars who use the Honda Link app charges you $110 per year just to be able to remote start start your car. This is just them being selfish too, because other car brands have their app entirely for free. Don't be surprised when every car brand starts to assimilate to these standards and ruin it for everybody. All it takes is for one brand to make it normal for everybody to conform. And look, I'm not even saying the older generations are wrong for saying those type of complaints, but all of this isn't a one-way street. Like, it's a two-way street. It wouldn't have happened if in the past it was set up for us to be good. Back then, everyone knew, or at least had the mindset, that if you put in the work, you'd be guaranteed a house. A lot of jobs felt a lot more family-oriented, and a lot of people treated.
Yeah, but then you can't say it wasn't set in place for us to be good now. What they didn't have back then was the internet, and the internet started off as just a hub for information, if I'm correct about that, just for information. Then it became a thing where you could, like, make friends and social media and all of that. It all grew from time. So you can't say it wasn't set up for us to be successful now. There was a new variable that came into the equation, and that was a new thing for everybody to navigate. I believe that we are the first people that grew up with the internet at its peak. So we didn't do a good enough job for Gen Z right now to help navigate. And they're growing with a whole different level beast of the internet too. So I think the difference is, back then, yes, jobs were more curated for you to start a family. Now, you don't have to do those same jobs to earn a living. You can make money off of the internet, right? And like I said before, these companies, they know people are chronically on their phone. So they're going to do every single thing they could do to keep you on your phone so you can potentially buy their product. The longer they show you, because they know you're going to be on your phone chronically, the chances are you might buy something. So it's just a new variable that came with different type of marketing tactic, a different strategy and everything. Like I said, they don't have to put their stuff on billboards and even ads like that. They just got to pay influencers, because let's be honest, people who are chronically online are not looking at newscasters and all of that. They're looking at their favorite streamer or their favorite influencer. So if their favorite streamer is wearing a certain thing, they want to look like that person. If their favorite influencer is promoting a certain product that they just constantly put in their videos every day, and they're not even making it look like it's a product placement or a sponsorship. They're just, eating a crumble cookie every day, drinking a matcha every day. People are going to get curious, and, when they do the Q&As, they might manufacture a question like, oh, what is this thing you get? And they promote it that way. So it's a whole scheme. Y'all don't even know. And I might just be talking out of my, but I don't know. So, but I do think that plays a part. I don't think it was just the fact that they didn't set us up to succeed. I don't buy that.
Their coworkers as like family. But now you're not even guaranteed to keep your job anymore if you put in the work. As soon as your boss sees they can save 0.1% of expenses by firing you, they're gonna fire your ass. Consumerism is a direct response to capitalism, and as things keep getting worse, it's going to continue on. You also have social media personas, and everyone's gotta look like one of them. You either gotta dress like Cardi, look
literally what I just said,
like a Y2K baddie, anything new that can pop up. They even have a new meme for one called the Performative Male, which is pretty much a guy who tries to emulate anything that'll impress the host. It's mandatory. It includes Matcha, a book about feminism, and you listening to Lana Del Rey.
Hey, like I said, Matcha is a starter kit. It completes the whole cycle.
Right.
Oh yeah, these type of dudes that dress a little bit, I don't know, it's kind of soy a little bit. But those type of people definitely have a matcha in their hands every time. And you just know they tree huggers. And they're just overly emotional dudes. You just know that. Now, like I said, I drink matcha, but not every day or not even like every week. But, I don't dress like this. But I do think there is an iteration of this style that looks dope. You got to know how to pull off the style. Not just wearing a whole bunch of baggy clothes and you don't even look cool with the baggy clothes. You gotta know how to mesh it properly. That's what I would say. Perfect example, and he's going for the matcha right there. This dude be hugging trees. This dude just be having 50 female best friends. You just know. you just know that he's that dude that's emotional in every way possible. And I don't know if it's him really, or he's just, you know, trying to use it as game. I know what y'all be doing.
There'd be a lot of women out here thinking these type of dudes are perfect and every man should simply emulate them, not knowing that a lot of them are simply strategists conforming to what'll work for them to smash. In fact, a lot of these dudes be the worst to be with. It's kind of like how every girl has that dream Hollywood male actor, and a lot of those actors end up being terrible people and serial cheaters. But hey, I can't even hate. They play the game beautifully and the game rewards them well. It's way easier now to also hoard tons of things, and a lot of people do it. The worst person's house you'll ever meet is a who can't throw a single item away. They got things from 20 years ago that haven't been touched in that time, and when you ask them why they still have it, they always say it's just in case, but that in case never happens. Like, I promise you won't need that 15-year-old chair or 20-year-old pot set. And now with our unlimited thirst for collecting anything new that's popping for a month, people will have full stacks of something in the span of a week. In the past, for hoarders, it usually took them years to build up their collection, and now it's sped up faster than ever. There are still people with closets full of Stanley cups. As we go on, the dumber the item we collect. I still don't understand how Stanley cups became such a big thing. People were camping outside stores to snatch the cups up. And if you look at it now, no one's talking about it anymore. With our generation now too, it's proven that we don't stand on anything. Like, for a while, I remember people were boycotting McDonald's and Starbucks. This was due to allegations that both of the brands were supporting Israel in the war and their efforts. But slowly over time, less and less people stopped doing it and started eating there again. All McDonald's had to do was announce that they were bringing snack wraps back and potentially bringing XXL fries, and people completely forgot about what the was happening. I'm not even sure if the rumors of what McDonald's and Starbucks were doing is true, but at the end of the day, for people, it doesn't matter to them. Starbucks is definitely still getting boycotted by a lot of people, but I guarantee if Starbucks comes out with a matcha Dubai chocolate Laboo latte, people will be willing to throw the boycott away just for a day or two. And the way this happens is when more and more people start to post videos about something, the more people are willing to give it and try it. Crumble Cookie is also a pure example of consumerism at its finest, and fair to them because they play the game well. Every week they change the flavors to something new, and because they're updating them so often, influencers are able to immediately make a new video about them trying the newest flavor. Then when people see the influencers trying it, they think to themselves they have,
like I said, they don't have to spend that much marketing dollars. All they have to do is have these influencers promote their, not even promote, just show their product every day. If you're, put it this way, if you are an influencer and you are known for trying out restaurants or the latest food item that's in the market, you are giving these companies promotion whether you like it or not. If that's your whole shtick, that's just what it is. But I'm gonna leave the video right there. Let me know what you guys think about the video. Do you guys think that consumerism is as bad as it was before, or do you think it's worse now? I think it's worse now. I think everybody wants to keep up with the Joneses. I think everybody wants to, let me not say everybody, I think most people, or a lot of people, or a decent amount of people want to emulate what they see online, and they try to get it or present that way by any means possible, even if it's going into debt. So yeah, that's what I think. But like I said, I'm gonna end the video right here. Full video will be in the description, like I said. Please go sub to my other 2 channels, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, God bless, see you later.